good. I think I messed up my mic. It was like I don't know, like 15 minutes where I was probably going off on something and I fucking had my fucking mic muted. But when I speak on people, I'm speaking on their character, honestly. Like, it has nothing to do, it really has nothing to do with what they're doing in their life or who they are as a person. It's just like how you're moving as a human being in this society. Like, what are you doing right now? Oh, you made me go to damn near fucking goddamn. So when I'm talking about Trump, right? I'm speaking on his character. Like, cool that he got to. He's president. He's president of the United States. Like, what what can I say? He finessed the system, and he did it right. He was able to become something. He become one of the most powerful men on this earth, which is what he's been trying to do since '96. So, but he has no values. He's got no morals. He's got no virtue. He doesn't do anything for anybody else. He's doing it for himself. That's what he's teaching his boys. Became men who do nothing but things for themselves. Not to say that Joe Biden was any better as a character, as a person, because he did some very questionable things, and his son did some very questionable things. So, did he raise his son a good man? No, he didn't, because morally they were unjust. Did Joe Biden fucking sit there and try to create policies to help the people? Yeah, he did. He really did. The people down here, not the people that are billionaires, they got mad. The billionaires got mad. The billionaires didn't want all that stuff. The billionaires were like, oh no, he's gonna take away money from us and he's taxing us and like, why do you have $1 billion anyways? You're not doing nothing but sitting on it. You really aren't doing anything with it. You're not helping the country. You're not helping society. You're not helping the community. You're just hoarding. We got nothing. We got nothing but a bunch of hoarders. Like, and if you're a billionaire, fucking kudos to you, man. Like, you did what you needed to do and you got that money. But it just sucks to see the rest of the world suffer. And not even the rest of the world. It just sucks to see the rest of the United States suffer. Like, why are we suffering right now? Why are there homeless people in America? Why don't we have universal health care? Why don't we have free college? Why? Other countries do. Other countries made it a point to, you know what? We got to take care of our own. When we take care of the workers will take care of the company. Right now, Trump is not taking care of his workers, i.e. the country. So do you really think that the country's gonna support him? Some people are gonna support him because he's a fucking real man, but he's a crybaby. Real men are not crybabies. Real men are not crybabies, yo. Real men are not crybabies. Real men can cry. Real men can shed tears. But real men, they're not crybabies. They're not crybabies. That's what he is. Again, shout out Vince Staples. Crybaby. If you haven't heard that album, you need to go listen to that album. But back to my point, like, he's just a big baby. He's just a big fucking baby. He doesn't get his way, and what happens? He goes out of his way to do what it takes to make people suffer. And the only people that he's making suffer is his own American people. But we want to sit here and celebrate 250 years? For what? 250 years of what? The last what are we in? Jeez, man. Like, I already, 2026. The last 2 years have been, like, shameful. Yeah, he tries to be on everybody's side because he doesn't align with anybody but his own fucking self. But he doesn't have any value. He doesn't move like a human being with values. He doesn't move like a human being with virtue. You please tell me that he out here making an AI picture, or not made it, somebody made it and he fucking reposted it, of himself as Jesus Christ, talking about I'm a healer. I thought I was a doctor. No, you didn't. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop the cap. Like, stop it. You're lying, bro. You lie so much. You're a habitual liar. You know what a habitual liar is? A person that lies so damn much that they start to believe their own lies, and it's second nature to fucking lie. It's second nature to lie. And then he has no remorse for lying to people. None. None whatsoever. He bombed a country that killed kids at a school. But we don't want to remember that, right? You don't want to remember when he banned Muslims his first term? Do you remember that? A whole people. Do you remember when he blamed Asians for COVID? When we were all fucking attacking Asians? You remember that, right? He started all that narrative. Now it's the Asians' fault that these motherfuckers out here shooting unarmed black kids in the back like a bitch. So fuck that guy. And whoever fucking supported his ass. Back on my main point. Do you see how this one man causes so much division amongst Americans? Till this day, black people are the most copied and hated people in America, in the world. Not even in America, in the world. In the motherfucking world. But you want to sit here and say Donald Trump supports black people? Bitch, where? Where? Has he donated money to the NAACP? Has he? Has he donated money to any other black funds? Has he put money into communities where majority are black and brown people? Has he? No, he hasn't. You can sit here and say, oh, he makes donations and he donates his salary. He donates his salary to get a tax break, you dumb dipshits. He donates his salary to get tax breaks. That's why he donates his salary. Because he's finessing the system still. Even as a president of the United States, this man has no morals, no values, no virtue. He's not a virtuous man. And if you think that Trump is a virtuous man, you're as fucked up. You're as fucked up as a person with a DWI. Like, no values. The only thing that the people value is money nowadays. But they want to sit here and talk about thank God, thank God, thank God. Thank God for what? They're still suffering in this world. People are still dying. Kids are not being fed. People are still homeless. Veterans are not getting the support that they need, and they serve this country. Cops are still out here killing people and harming the innocent. How is thank God? Thank God for fucking what? Please tell me. Please. I'm begging you. Please tell me. But y'all want to sit here and be like, oh, God this and God that. Where, bitch? Where? 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 Please tell me. And this is me being observant. This is not me. I'm not trying to put any kind of negative energy out there. I'm merely making an observation. I'm merely making an observation, and I'm observing things with my two eyes that most of y'all are blind to. But y'all want to sit here and put this man on a pedestal like he's God's gift to the world. No, he's not. He's not. If anything, he's the devil's gifts to the world. If y'all want to believe in that. policies, no policies. I'm not talking about him as a political stance. I'm talking about him and his character as a human being. What has he done for humanity that has benefited humanity? People have died in this Iran war that he didn't call war, but it's not a war. It's war, guys. It's war. When you attack another country, you're essentially attacking them to start a war with them. You start a war with your ops. Venezuela, he bombed a country. I seen a video where they were literally having a fucking wedding party, and in the background there was just boom, boom, boom. You're unhinged, bro. You have no logical thinking. You just do. You don't think before you do it. You just do it like a little boy. Like a little boy. We got a bunch of kids in suits running the country. In all honesty, we got a bunch of kids in suits running the country. Because there's no real adult up in Congress, up in that Oval Office that's making any beneficial decision to help the United States of America. And that's just my opinion. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But from what I'm observing, it's literally what's happening. You're taking away money for some government services. You want to put this fucking Stephen Miller fucking bald-headed cue ball looking motherfucking ass guy talking about, that's why y'all men ain't got no fucking hair, because y'all boys, y'all babies. You know who don't have hair? Babies and boys. You know when you got a haircut and you just shave your head bald when you were little? That's what these guys are. That's what these guys are. Like, I really don't understand why you feel like he's a man's man. He's not a man's man. He's a misogynistic, infidelic piece of human trash. He doesn't benefit anybody but himself. Nobody has ever benefited from what he's got going on. Nobody. The rich get rich while the poor get poor. And that's just what it is. The rich get rich and the poor get poor. Sorry to tell you guys. That's the reality of America right now. That the rich are getting rich and the poor are staying poor. Because there's no real men that are in office right now. None. Same thing with music. Music's getting soft. If you still crying about a girl and you fucking 39, what are you doing, my guy? If you're crying about women hurting you, I don't know, man. The common denominator is you. If you had so many women and they keep hurting you, that's the common denominator. People don't like you in this country. You're the common denominator. That's just what it is. My mission in life is to call out BS at this point, because I'm tired of living in a country with sissified men who feel that using their emotions and getting angry and yelling will create a solution for a problem that they essentially created for everybody. You're creating a problem for a solution. I mean, you're creating a problem when you're not finding a solution for it. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense at all. And I'm gonna stay on that point. Like I'm gonna stay on that. because it doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like I don't get it. But I'm wrong for talking smack, right? I'm the wrong one. I'm not wrong. And I might not be right to you, but I know I'm not wrong. I'm merely doing my due diligence and calling people out when there's wrongdoing. If there's wrongdoing, hey, you know what? I'm gonna call it out. Oh, excuse me. Sit here and tell me, oh, what have you done and what are you complaining about and blah 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 blah. I'm not complaining. I'm calling it out. I'm making an observation. It's because I got called a racist for talking against white people. You know how retarded that sounds. I'm sorry. You know how ridiculous that sounds. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Being racist towards a white person. No, I'm just calling out the bullshit that y'all do. A white person is more likely to steal than a brown person or a black person is. You know how I know? I've been observing that shit. Real observant.
Welcome. $7.99. Your order contains an age-restricted item. Help is on the way. Your total is $7.99. Please select your payment method. Please wait. System processing. Please remember to take your receipt. Thank you. Welcome. Scan items one at a time, placing them in the bagging area after each scan. For items without barcodes, please touch hot food to the
It's crazy how some of y'all be thinking. I really got somebody came on my fucking comment section one time and called me a racist against white people. No, man, I just see what y'all how y'all move, and if the shoe fits, yeah, of course you're gonna get upset because the shoe fucking fits. If the boot fits, if the boot fits, that's just mine. That's just my take on it. That's really my take on that. Like if the boot fits, man, I'm gonna hear it. I'm gonna know the boot fits. I'm gonna know the boot fits. And it's sad. You know that it's very sad that the boot fit. It's very sad. It really is. It really, really, really is. Because why? Why is the boot fit? It shouldn't fit, but it does. Why? I just have this misunderstanding of what's really going on in the minds of people. Because everybody feels entitled to the United States. Everybody's like, oh, me. And I want, you know what? I backtrack that. Not everybody feels entitled to the United States. There's a certain group of people that feel entitled the same way they felt entitled when they first came over here and decided to take over everything. without anybody's permission, made fake treaties so that they can take people's lands away, and we want to call it peace, or they want to call it peace. I need to stop saying we. Oh, fuck this we shit. I'm not French. So they want to call it peace, but it's not peace. It's literally colonization. When you take something that's somebody else's and use it as your own, you're literally colonizing. Colonizer, victimize, victim, colonizer, victim mentality. That's what I'm gonna call it. You have a colonizer, victim mentality. How can you be the victim when you're out here victimizing people? How can you be the victim when you out here victimizing people? That's crazy. That's wild talk. That's wild talk. Because I don't understand how you are offended by the truth. When people say that there was slaves, oh no, there wasn't. Slavery was a choice. Thanks, Kanye. No, it wasn't a choice. We just didn't know how to come together and free ourselves because they're fear mongering. Literally put fear in our hearts by pushing religion onto us. So now there's black and brown Christians, which I don't understand why. But like I said, I'm not here to judge. I'm just making observations. When you read the book, it literally talks about genocide. In the Bible, there's genocide in the Bible. And it's one group of people to another group of people. Literally. You know why the Romans killed Jesus? Probably because he was darker than them. On top of that, he was spreading the good word. Like the word of awareness, consciousness. He was teaching values and virtues. He was teaching about courage and loyalty and honesty, which the Romans didn't have because they were out here taxing people, them white ass fools. Most, if not everybody that's white or white toned or light skinned, they will not claim to be anything else other than white. Now there's those few, I'm going to give the exception to those few that don't, but for the most part, that's just the reality of things, man. It's the reality of things. The whole, even the fact that in Mexico, there's like 3 or 4 cities that are, it's black Mexicans, Blaxicans. It's a black city. They're black towns in Mexico with black Mexicans that are black. They're not Cuban, they're black. And they speak Spanish. But they're black. And the Mexicans in Mexico City, you know, the white ones, or not even Mexico City, but the white Mexicans talk down on the black people, the black Mexicans. It doesn't matter what country you go to, if there's black people that are native to that country, they are more than likely going to be hated on. Let's not talk about the fact that Argentina, there's black Argentinians, but they whole ass try to wipe out their history. We just found out, or most people just found out, that Argentina was as racist as they were. And right now, I have a hard time supporting Messi because he's Argentinian. I don't know where his morals lie. I don't know if he likes black people or not. Because I thought I saw Messi growing up. Lionel Messi, I saw that guy growing up playing soccer. He's 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 one of the greatest players of all time. But just because you're that doesn't mean you're not racist. People don't like the fact that everything in your life is taught. Everything. Everything in life is taught. You learn everything in life. Everything in life is taught. Nothing in life, you're not born being racist. You're not born being a bigot. You're not born being abusive. You're not born being angry. You're not born being emotional. No, that shit is taught. So like I said, if you are a man that's emotional and you get mad and you disrespect your mom and you disrespect the women, you got taught that by your mom. You got taught how to disrespect women by your mom, which is fucking ironic, right? Because she didn't respect you. Thus, you didn't respect her. There's no respect because it's hard for single mothers to find respect not only towards themselves, but because they got daddy issues themselves and they got mommy issues. So they didn't know how to deal with it. So they looked into comfort into another man's arms, and that man treated them like shit. So now they have this hatred towards men, and they teach their boys to hate not just men and not just women, but men as well. They hate everybody that's doing better than them. They grow up to be haters. Most single mother men are emotional little girls who don't know how to take criticism or an opinion, who don't like to be called out when they're wrong. They like to fight because that's all they know. I seen a video of a girl talking shit about a man, and the first thing he wanted to do was punch her in the mouth. You know who taught him that? His mama. His mom taught him how to be that way. And if you had your dad, I guarantee you he was absent. And when I say he was absent, that means that he wasn't in your life for majority of your childhood. He might be there now, but he wasn't there when you needed him the most. He wasn't around when you needed him. He was nowhere to be found, or he was working all the time, because he was taught that men have to work to provide for their family. So he learned how to be a provider, but he never learned how to be a father. Learn how to be a provider, but never learn how to be a father. That's crazy. What's going on? I'm telling you, I'm gonna spit gems so I can help y'all shine, because I'm not gonna sit here and keep my mouth shut anymore. I have nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. You shouldn't be afraid of anything in life, because everything is inevitable. Death, hurt, disease, trauma, all that shit is inevitable. Why? Because the previous generation didn't know how to handle this shit. So now, my generation, millennials, they gotta learn how to deal with the shit that boomers and Gen Xers, Generation X, so that we can teach Gen Zers not to be so fucking emotional. So that when they grow up and become adults, like in their late 30s and 40s, they're not assholes and bitches. And they see value in life and not materialistic shit. When I die, I can't take this vehicle with me. I'll take care of it while I'm here, I'll make sure that it's good. I'll make sure that it runs, but I can't take it with me. The money that I have in my bank account, I can't take that with me when I'm dead. The one thing that a lot of people forget is that the billions and billions of dollars that y'all have in a bank account, when you die, you cannot take that with you. You can't. You can't take it with you. And most of y'all don't even want to have kids, so you don't even have you're not even creating generational wealth. You're just creating wealth and gonna give it back. You're like borrowing money right now. Essentially, that's what R and do. Except the interest is a little different. So all this shit about, oh, you want to be the billionaire, you want to make all this money, you want to do the Andrew Tate shit. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Because I'm not about to do that. That's against my morals. I carry myself with a higher virtue. I speak bad on things that I see that are bad. To me, churches are not there for the people. Because, like I've said before, how do you go to a church and ask for help and now you're on a waiting list? I'm on a waiting list. So I don't even know if I'm going to qualify for help from a church, but I thought God was here to help me. No, we only have limited funds. Limited. Churches are supposed to be non-profit. Right or wrong? Am I wrong? Churches are supposed to be non-profit organizations. You're not supposed to build a church and then go build another church and then go build another church and then make it the highest techie church that has ever been built. That's not how it's supposed to work. Churches are supposed to be non-profit organizations. The Goodwill is supposed to be a non-profit organization, but what do? Sell used pickle jars and use spaghetti spoons and use wine glasses. That's what I don't understand. All these non-profit organizations are really not non-profit. They have profit. They get profit. The only non-profit organizations that I know are the ones that are for kids with special disabilities, or like special kids that have disabilities. i.e. intellectual disability, ADHD, autism. Those are the ones that have they're nonprofit. That I see that are nonprofit, and it's hard for them to get anything or do anything because essentially Steve fucking Mullen, I don't know what his fucking name is, the bald dude. The bald guy with the wrong area. The bald guy that's in charge that made the Project 2025 shit. That guy. Whatever the fuck his name is. I don't know, but he's a bald dude that looks creepy. He looks like he's got special. He looks like a special ed kid. That guy. Yeah. That guy. He wants to bring back like where we put, people with mental health and fucking sanitariums and he wants to put homeless people in jail, which I believe homeless people would have a better time in jail than they would out here on these streets because they're not free really. They're not really free, in my opinion. Anywho, but that's just me. That's just my opinion. Hold on. How you doing?
The code is 8212.
8212.
Thank you.
You too. That's my opinion on things, man. That's I don't that's just my opinion on shit, man. Like all the people that is in charge want to make it white power, and they have no morals. The melting pot that we used to sing about in Schoolhouse Rock, all that stuff's gone. Everything that I learned, Schoolhouse Rock is gone. Any kind of public, like the PBS got funding got taken away. A lot of funding got taken away for what? To go to war? To spend money on BS? It's all about money. I'm telling you, even here, the EPISD, the ex-CFO, spent about $10 million on God knows what, because there's no nobody knows where that money went. Nobody knows where the money went. Nobody knows where it came from. I mean, not where it came from. Nobody knows where it went. The CFO quit a month before the audit came, and she vamoosed. She just dipped. She was out of here. She's like, oh man, I got my $10 million. Now the kids don't have money for schools or books or ACs or classroom remodeling or new desks or whatever have you that schools are missing now in the El Paso Independent School District. Like I said, I'm merely making observations. I'm not talking shit about nobody. Everything that I'm saying is a truth. It's a fact. These are factual statements that I'm making. These aren't made up statements. I'm not making any of this stuff. You can look it up yourself. Everything that I'm saying has a factual backing to it. I'm not here to put fake news out there. Fake news on because it's my opinion, it's fake. That's dumb. Nobody likes to be criticized, but everybody wants to criticize. Nobody likes black people, but everybody wants to be black. Nobody likes Mexicans, but everybody wants to hire a Mexican. That's wild to me. A lot of this stuff is just it's befuddled. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense on why there's so much hatred going on and spreading. I mean, y'all didn't listen to Tupac when he was talking about Donald Trump. Y'all didn't listen to Tupac when he was talking about Donald Trump. Literally told you how this man was, and everybody seemed to ignore him once he passed away because it was like, oh man, he died being a gangster. I don't want to be like that. Y'all don't even understand what thug life was really about. Nothing to do with gangster, bro. Nothing to do with gangsters. Not at all. Was he in a life that was he around people that he shouldn't have been? 100%. 100%. But because he was young. He was a young cat. He didn't have a real father figure. His father figures were the leaders of these pro-black groups. His mom being part of the Black Panther. Like, you guys don't understand that Tupac didn't have to die, and what he was preaching about was all real. Because he made an observation on the shit. He warned us. We've been warned about Trump for the longest time, and everybody still voted for him. Everybody still went out of their way to be like, you know what, I'm going to go vote. And if you didn't vote, you're no better because you helped put this man in office. You didn't want him there, but you didn't want to vote for Kamala. You didn't want to vote for Kamala Harris. You didn't want to do it because she's not really black. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Are you fucking serious? That's your excuse? You heard nothing about what her policies are, how she was going to help the country. And the one thing that you're fucking worried about because she wasn't fucking black. Shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up. That's the most ridiculous fucking excuse that I have ever heard. Because you're not a fucking certain color, I'm not going to vote for you. You know how stupid that sounds? You know how stupid that sounds? I'm pretty sure Hillary Clinton would have done a better fucking job than Trump did in his first term. I don't want to vote for her because she's got a vagina between her legs. You know how stupid that fucking sounds? You know how idiotic and ignorant that sounds when you base your ideologies off of physical looks? Because they're not a certain color or gender? You know how ignorant you sound when you don't look at the policies? When you don't look at the real facts? I'm very dumbfounded by how America has went from being this to that. We were here and we were moving up, and now we're moving down. Going through another recession. Inflation is crazy. It doesn't fucking make sense to me. It doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't. It doesn't at all, man. Like, nothing in this world makes sense anymore because it's all ass backwards. That's what it is. It's all ass backwards. It's like when people get mad at me for driving slow in the right lane, the slow lane. You get mad at me for driving in the slow lane. Like it's my fault that you're speeding. Like it's my fault that you're speeding. It's not my fault. Get on. Do I believe that we're going to get out of this? I have hope. I'm not praying about it because there's nothing to pray about. Because if God was God and he was real, famine and death and disloyalty and cowardness wouldn't be running amok in this country right now. I'm at the point where I gotta stand up and say something for my people that rock with me, my people that believe in moral good, that believe in a betterment for humanity, and not just for their own communities or themselves. Not everybody that's my skin tone hates black people or white people or Asians. No, they don't. I got love for everybody. I love everybody. Color, gender, doesn't matter. Height, weight, I don't care. If you're a good moral person, you're good in my book. But if you're a POS, I'm gonna criticize you up and down because your character's poor. You got a poor character. You playing an RPG and you made your character all wrong. You're playing Fallout 4 and your character's built wrong. I'm sorry. Strong and stupid. Instead of lean and intelligent. I've had growth and I had to grow up and I had to realize that the way that I was living and thinking wasn't the right way. It didn't align with the virtue of goodness, with the virtue of God and what God should be and what I perceive God to be if there was a God. At the end of the day, we are the ones that make the decisions for the world. And because if there was a God, he wouldn't put this dipshit in office. God doesn't control everything. That's the thing that people don't understand. If there was a God, why is there so much bullshit happening and very little miracles? Now, I don't have a hatred towards God. I just don't believe in it at that point. I believe that as long as I'm a good person and as long as I put out positive energy, nothing bad is going to happen to me, and nothing bad has happened to me. I'm good. I'm moving up. I'm leveling up. And I don't believe in God. So that's crazy, right? That's crazy. But I'm leveling up. Look what I'm doing. My mom's going to sit here and say, I've been praying for you. I've been praying for you. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate the prayers. But I'm the one that does the work. I'm the one that gets me out of my funk. I'm the one that's doing the work to get where I need to be. I'm the one that went to school and got my CDL. God didn't go to school for me and get my CDL. I went to school and got my CDL. I'm the one that paid for my CDL class. I'm the one that did that. God didn't do that. Because if there was really a God, why am I on? Why did I get hurt when I went to war? Why did I get PTSD? Why did I get radioactive fucking waves? Put on me, and now I got brain trauma and headaches and shit like that. Why I got muscle? Why did my slap and my fucking rotator cuffs get torn and shit? But God got me, right. I took care of myself. I made the moves and did the things that I was supposed to do. Do I believe that there's a greater good? Yeah, there's greater good when we push out greater good, when we push out positivity, when we push that shit out. Us, ourselves. If we sit there and bad people and are negative all the time and are sociopaths and narcissists and just outright bad, morally bad people, then no, then nothing in this world is gonna get any better because everybody's still a piece of shit. That's just how I see it. Everybody's still a piece of shit. The majority of society and humanity is still a piece of shit. There's a very small percentage of people that want better for humanity, that want to are more aware, because self-awareness in this world is fucking lacking hard. You blame other people for your downfalls. Everybody blames everybody for their fucking downfalls. Everybody blames everybody. Everybody blames God when things don't go right, but they thank God when things go right. It doesn't make any sense to me, but okay, you do you. That's where I'm at. That's how I think. That's what my mindset is. If I'm wrong, you think I'm wrong. I'm right because I'm not doing anything wrong.
Let me see if I got her phone.
Yeah. For Josh S.
Josh?
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going, brother. See, I don't like to go in stores and cameras. They can hear me. They, you know what I mean? Like, if anything bad happens, I'm good. But I don't like doing that. I'll put this in. And like I said, I'm merely making observations. I'm not here to talk shit on nobody. I'm not here to down talk anybody. Religion. I'm not here to make anybody feel dumb. I'm just literally making observations. I'm making observations of the world, making observations of the people that are in charge. I'm making observations. Because who am I? Right? Who am I to criticize? Well, one, I'm a citizen of this country. And two, I'm a human being living in this world. I'm a human being living in this world. So I have the right to criticize and to make observations and have opinions because that's my right. I'm not here to judge anybody. That's not making judgment. Having an opinion and judgment is two different things. Making an observation and judgment is two different things. So I want y'all to get that out of your head that I'm out here making judgment.
It was for Blanca? Yes. Perfect. Thank you very much. What was the name for you? Corey. Corey? And for you?
Jensen?
Jensen? Let me go ahead and check Corey for you, okay? Okay.
Because you know what? I'm not better than the next person. I just know that I'm making morally sound decisions. I don't need to pass judgment on anybody because I'm not better than anybody else. I just know that right now, I know that I'm doing the right things. And when you do the right things and you have an opinion on something, that's not passing judgment. That's literally you having an opinion on something. And you just know that you're not. It's like, don't throw rocks at a glass house and hide your hands. That's what it is. Like don't sit here. That's judgment. Like when you're doing something wrong and then you have an opinion on somebody else doing the same wrong thing, you're judging them. That's judgment. But who are you to judge? Because in your eyes, if you believe in Christ, why are you judging? You have nothing to judge. You shouldn't be judging. You shouldn't be judging on anybody because who are you to judge? Especially when you're doing wrong. When you do something wrong and you go to church and ask God for forgiveness, that doesn't mean that you got to go off and do the wrong thing again because that's morally wrong. Like you're using God as a crutch at that point. You're using the church and you're using the confession as a church. So people that actually believe in that stuff and use that religion to help them get over their bad times in their life, you're no better than a person that puts on a mask. Not like this kind of mask, but like a face mask to like hide their emotion. Like you're fake. You're a fake Christian. You're a fake Catholic. You're fake. You can't sit there and be drinking and then being abusive and being crappy to your wife or your girl and then go to church and then make it seem like all that's gonna be better. Like you're gonna be better off because I went to church and I confessed and now I'm good for the week. What? That's not how that works, man. You don't get absolved of your sins when you confess. That's not how that works. You're supposed to move righteously. Nobody, I want to say nobody, very few people that are up in Congress or that are representative for states and cities are actual real Christians or Catholics or whatever religion you deem to be and believe in. Because if they were, the world would be moving a little different. Except you pass judgment on people. You want to sit here and say, you want to sit here and go to church and talk about, oh, the statistics say that black people are more, are more, or what's the word I'm looking for? Like black people are gonna do crimes more because the statistics say like no, that's just who gets targeted the most. If I go to a Target and a white man steals, who the fuck they think you think they're gonna look at first? Me or him? Me. Even though I didn't steal and I got my receipt for shit and I bought everything, they're gonna look at me. Why? Because I'm the fucking statistic. I'm the fucking statistic. I can't even sit here and want to claim my Latino side because them motherfuckers are moving weird too. I don't claim to be white. Are my senses for them? Nah, I don't. I'm black and I'm proud. Simple as that. Why? Because I don't align with the values of those people. of how they're moving as a collective. As a collective, those communities, I don't. And I'll never be white. I don't give a damn. That's no, I'll never be white. Never in my entire life will I be fucking be white. Never, never, never. Fuck that shit. I'll never claim any of that shit. Never. Nope. 23 and me, nope. I'm black and brown, boys. Just is what it is. And I love the people that have the values and the virtues and are moving in the right direction. It's sad to sit here and know that a lot of history in America got whitewashed. And it's continuing to get whitewashed. It's continuing to be like they don't want to teach critical, what is it? I got so much on my fucking mind that I fucking forget. But they don't want to teach about black history. They don't want to teach about how they took Mexico. They don't want to teach about the Underground Railroads. They don't want to teach none of that stuff. None of it. So CRT, critical race theory. They're trying to ban critical race theory, which speaks about how racism was formed in America essentially, and how everybody was racist, and slavery didn't exist, and this didn't exist, and that didn't exist. Like, it existed. There's history books. People's grandparents that were slaves are still alive. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. 200 years is not a long. So we're 250, right? America's 250, but racism or slavery was going on for 200 of those 250 years. Sheesh, it's crazy. It's crazy if you ask me. You want to celebrate a country built off racism and genocide. Meanwhile, y'all don't want to talk about it because y'all don't want to feel, what is it, white guilt? If you talk about feeling white guilt, motherfucking boot fit. Boot fit. It's crazy. I don't understand it. Motherfucking boot fit. Like I said, I'm not here to talk shit about nobody. I'm here to just make observations and speak on those observations. 'Cause I don't get it. I don't understand how you are a certain religion. How you are a certain religion, right? But you don't believe all people should have rights. You don't believe that CRT is a real thing. You don't believe that you believe that a certain populace of people are superior. I don't understand it. put this knowledge out into the universe. I want to make sure that everything that I say is being recorded, and I have a journal for it. It's essentially what it is. This is like my journaling. Because maybe I can get some feedback. I don't understand why it's so hard for people to understand that racism is real. And it's not that, oh, we don't talk about racism, it won't happen. No, it don't happen. It'll happen even more. If we don't talk about color, it's not, we're not gonna have racism. No, it'll still happen because there's gonna be there will never be a time where there's gonna be actual peace in the world because there's so much hatred. Everybody's jealous of everybody. Like if you really believed in Christianity and you really believe that God is real and you really believe in the Holy Jesus Christ, then why are you afraid of different countries coming over here and doing something to us? Because at the end of the day, like I said, everything in the world is inevitable. Death, financial instability, divorce, infidelity, all that is inevitable. It's bound to happen, no matter who you are. But if you are a good person and you do right by you, nothing bad can ever happen to you because it's not ever gonna bother you. Because then you have an understanding that this is out of my control. This is out of my control. My wife cheating on me, that's out of my control. Why am I gonna beat up on the dude that my wife cheated on me with? It serves me no purpose because my ego got hurt. First of all, you shouldn't even have an ego. Ego is nothing more than the child inside of you trying to gain authority over you. If you have an ego, that's bad news for you because everything that doesn't go your way, you're gonna get mad at. Abusive men have the biggest egos in the fucking world. Abusive men have the biggest egos in the world. You know how I know? Because they beat up on their girls. And if you hit your woman, you're a piece of shit. And if you beat the fuck out of your kids, you're a piece of shit. Mind you, do I spank my kids? Only when it's completely fucking necessary, when it's like to the point, my last resort. And I don't even like beat them, like I spank them on their behinds. And my daughter's 12 and I don't spank her. I have never put hands on my daughter. Never, not once. I've never put hands on any of my kids or my daughters. Because that in itself is just wrong. Beating your kids is wrong. Like with the belt and shit, with the fucking chancla, like hitting your kids with fucking switches and fucking cords, fucking the iron cord, the curling iron cord, the fucking the broom, the whatever. Like for no reason should you hit your kids with an object. Now you want to spank your kids? Spank your kids once, twice. Make yourself the authority figure, not to put fear in them, but to make them understand that there's consequences for your actions. So if you don't behave, guess what's gonna happen? Dad's gonna come around and spank you. Over time, my kids have learned that if they do something wrong, guess who's gonna come around? Dad. Do I spank them for everything? No, I don't. I wait. There's a point and there's a limit and there's a time frame for all that. The time and a place for all that stuff. I talk to them. I don't coddle them, because coddling your kids is just as fucked up. Because then they're gonna be entitled to everything when they get older. They're gonna feel like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, and they're going to jail crying for fucking stealing. Because it was cute when they were 5, but when they're fucking 22 and they steal, guess what happens? You going to jail. You're going to jail. Yeah, you're going to jail. So at no point in time should you ever beat your kids with anything other than your hand. And not to say beat them, like spank them. I don't condone violence. I condone protecting yourself. Self-defense. Just because your kids make you mad doesn't give you the right to beat them. There's a level of discipline that you need to have instilled in yourself. By that time, then you can be like, all right, guys, I've already told you like 5 times. I'm not going to tell you again the next time. And you're not even, it's not even giving them chances. It's just, they're your kids. But they have to have an understanding that guess what? There's consequences to your actions. I don't sit there and coddle my kids. I literally have my disciplined face on. They want to sit there and laugh, and they want to laugh, and they want to laugh. Okay, they laugh in my face. I'm not playing with y'all. Look at my face right now. I'm not playing with y'all. Does it look like I'm playing? It doesn't look like I'm playing. I'm not playing. I'm gonna keep telling them. But I don't sit there and be like, go to timeout, go to the corner, or I beat the shit out of them. No, because beating the shit out of them or breaking their things is stupid.
Welcome to Fort Bliss. How you going?
They're my DMX glasses. Oh Lord. Yeah, like I don't like doing that. Cause I got the shit beat out of me when I was a kid. I got beat. I got punched. My dad literally punched me. Punched me in my chest. And that doesn't teach you how to be a man. That just teaches you that you get emotional. You hit people. In no way, shape, or form does that ever teach you that you know what I should beat my kids to establish dominance. No, you don't. Pay attention to the fucking why do people get mad when you honk your horn when the light's green? And I waited 5 seconds, guys. I waited 5 seconds after the light turned green to honk my horn, and you want to steady be on your phone on fucking Facebook or Instagram or TikTok looking at some bitches, mind you, that'll probably never give you the fucking time of day just because you drive around in a fucking Audi. I don't know, bro. When you start to create status with materialistic shit, your ego, I'm telling y'all, your fucking ego is gonna be the death of you. Your ego is gonna be the death of y'all. Some of y'all, not all of y'all. Some of y'all. Like I said, I'm gonna be dropping gems. There's nothing that I said today that was wrong. Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing that I spoke about today was wrong at all. I have a clear conscience about everything that I said was an observation and an opinion. And if you get offended by it, that's on you. It's not on me. You got mad because I told you the truth about something. You know, cynics, right? Cynics back in old times, back in history. Cynics were revered as wise men, as one of the smartest men, as honorable men. Why? Because they told you the truth about shit. When you were fucking up, they told you the truth. They're like, hey, you're fucking up. Hey, stop fucking up. And then over time, they got revered into being people that were just hating. And even today, in today's standard as a cynic, it's those people that are like, oh, you just want to look at the negative things in life. No, that's not what a cynic really is. You looking at the negative things and now you're nothing more than a negative Nancy. That's a term I heard over the years growing up, negative Nancy. That's what you are. You're just a negative individual who doesn't see anything a positive in anything in life. You're like a grumpy. You're like the dwarf, the seventh dwarf. You're grumpy. You're just grumpy all the time. You're negative. You're pessimistic. That's what that is called. That's being pessimistic. When you're thinking negative about people all the time, that's not being a cynic. That's being a pessimist. You're being a pessimistic. I don't know where you guys got cynic and pessimism to you got confused one day. Humanity was like, oh, you guys are just being pessimists and cynics. And the cynic is nothing more than a pessimist. That's essentially what happened. A cynic is not a pessimist. A cynic is somebody who tells you the truth about what they are observing. And unfortunately, sometimes the truth hurts, but it's the truth. I'd rather be honest to you and hurt your feelings than to lie to you and hurt your feelings. Because at the end of the day, if you found out that I lied to you, it's gonna hurt not only because I lied to you, but because I couldn't be honest with you. And that's double worse. That's double the trouble. That's twice as bad. That's double mint gum. Not only did I tell you the truth, or did I tell you a lie about something to make you feel better, but then you found out that that wasn't true and I lied to you, and I couldn't even respect you enough to tell you the truth. So not only did I disrespect you, but I lied to you, and I lost your trust probably. It's so easy to lie because most men that are out here were raised by single mothers. Because most men, when I was growing up, just fucked around and were rabbits and had kids everywhere. And that's the truth. And now they get mad because like, I gotta deal with child support and blah blah blah. Well, motherfucker, you did that to yourself. Sorry to tell you, Bucko. Sorry to tell you there, buddy. You did that to your damn self. Ain't nobody told you to stick your dick in that bitch. Crazy one too? Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. So many regrets in my life. But there's people that did that shit. There's people out there that went out there and did the shit that they weren't supposed to do and da da da. You know, fucked it all up. Now they gotta pay child support. Now they talk about I ain't have money to take care of. Well, stop living a lavish life when you know you can't live a lavish life because you got shit, you got responsibilities to take care of. That's why you gotta make moves to level up. Life is nothing more than a video game. Except you only got one life. It's on like ultra hard mode. And you only got one time to do this shit right. And if you don't do it right, you're gonna have to start all over again. You you're gonna you're gonna have to start all over again, guys. Like that's normally what happens when you play a game on ultra hard and you gotta start all over again if you die. That's what life is. It's a video game. But you can be anything you wanna be. You just gotta put your mind to it. And you gotta put the effort. And you gotta stop blaming other people for your actions. You did it. Nobody else did it but you. That's why I say I really don't have a belief in God. Why? The whole everything happens in life for a reason. Yeah, you're the reason, dummy. Everything in life happens for a reason. Yeah, you're the reason. Not some great divine being. There's Mother Nature and there's Father Time. And they're gonna be here forever. And those are the only gods, if you must say, that are capable of harming us or to control us. It's time and nature. that's just my beliefs. I'm not here to convince anybody to think like me or be like me or believe in me. I'm just merely here to drop gems. And if you pick them up and you put them together and you make a nice little necklace and you shine and shit, well, good for you. I'm glad that you were able to take what I dropped. You were able to pick up what I was putting down. Because that's all I want to do. I want to be able to help people understand the reality of life. I've been through a lot. Like I have been through a lot because I put myself through a lot. So I've learned a lot. Am I am I wise? Most people would say that I am, but I don't think I'm wise. I think I'm stupid. I know things, and that's that I know nothing. One day you'll get there. And if you're old enough to understand that, well then shit, use it. The only thing that I know is that I know nothing. But I live through things. I live through things. I live through life. I've put myself through things because I had to learn specific things. I had to learn how to be a better person. Because I was a little kid that was a brat. Josh, what's the pin?
6805.
6805, cool. Ain't no problem. At one point, I did believe in God. I went to church, I prayed. I prayed and nothing good ever came out of it. Nothing good ever came out of it. Yeah, I prayed and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And I was like, oh God, please help me. Oh God, give me patience. No. Then I figured it out. I'm the one that control my own destiny. I'm the one that's in control of that shit. Nobody else. I control my own life. I control my own decisions. That's why it really irritates me when people are like, oh, you know, like our president. His character is poor because he uses excuses for the decisions that he makes. It's their fault that I did this. It's Iran's fault that I bombed them. It's Venezuela's fault that I bombed them. No. It's black people's fault that there's so much crime. It's Mexicans' fault that there's so much crime. No, man, like you literally, that's not how that works. It's not their fault. It's if we take away systems that prevent people from doing better in their lives, how do you expect for anybody to do better in their lives? Money is not the answer to everything. Money only is um, a temporary fucking word I'm trying to look for. It's another vice. It's a temporary solution for a permanent problem. It's a temporary solution for a permanent problem. Money is nothing more than another vice. The more money you have, the more problems you have. Fucking Biggie said it the best: more money, more problems. Like, he wasn't just talking about, oh, everybody's gonna come after me. No, it's like you create more problems when you have money and you think that money's gonna fix it, but money doesn't fix the problems that you have. But the fact is, we started to get greedy and we started to become this country of greed that at some point they was like, oh man, like I think that I can fix this with money. I think I can fix this with money. And that's not how it works, man. That's not how it works at all. that's where I'm at. Mentally, that's where I'm at. And I feel good about it. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about nothing. I feel bad about how I treated people in the past. Damn, this fucking hair, bro. I trimmed this fucking mustache. I feel no pain, bro. I pull my hairs out. That's fine. See, I'm stupid. But yeah, like I don't feel like I don't feel like blaming other people is the right way to go. Why do you feel like you gotta blame other people for your actions? Like you did it. Like when guys tell their girls, like when their girls, why'd you cheat on me? Well, you made me do it. Like you weren't loving on me. You didn't take them. So what are you doing to not, to, for your woman, for you to feel like your woman is not loving you? Like, what is it that you want? You know what it is? It's social media. And it's not social media's fault. It's your fault for not being virtuous enough to not follow the things that you know you shouldn't follow as a married man or as a man in a relationship. Cheating is wrong. Infidelity is wrong on all levels. It doesn't matter if you're boyfriend and girlfriend. It doesn't matter if you're married. It doesn't matter. Like it's wrong. Even if you gay and you cheat on your fucking partner, it's fucking wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. You know, you got no control over that. I have my opinion. I don't hate. I just it's not, that's not something that I ever fucking thought about dabbling in. So it's, you know, like I don't have hate towards anybody. But I just see how it is. And I'm not condoning, I'm not saying like as a man you like fucking experiment. No, I'm literally saying I don't want to be perceived as something that I'm not. But at the same time, if I'm perceived as that, it's out of my control. Like a lot of shit's out of my fucking control. So it is what it is. But I watch a lot of different content creators, and one, like I said, one man that really stuck out, that's real, he's a strong black man, is Ant CEO. And he has a lot of knowledge, bro. And he's a young dude. That's what's crazy about it. He's a young dude, but he's very knowledgeable. He's very wise. He's wise beyond his years. And those are the types of dudes that these younger cats need to listen to, because just because he don't have no experience and might not have dealt with that in his life, he's made observations to know that this is not the way that I want to live my life. Me, on the other hand, I've had experiences based on my bad decisions, and the whole time I'm like blaming my father, but it's not my father's fault that he wasn't there for me. It's my own fault for not growing up past that shit and delving into my traumas and blaming my traumas for my decisions. No. Your traumas are your traumas. It had nothing to do with what you decide. It may have altered the way you think, but it has nothing to do with right or wrong. Because you know at the end of the day, if it's fucking wrong, it's wrong. And if it's right, it's right. But like I said, perception is key, and we all look at things through a different lens. So what is right for me might not be what's right for you, and what's right for you may not be what's right for me. And that just goes on morality. Like if it's morally good, then it's gonna be right for the both of us. But if it's morally not good, then it might be right for me, but it might not be right for you, or vice versa. Like to me, at my age, going to the club while I have a girl at home, why? Why do I even need to go to like the club with the boys, or go to Hooters, or go to Twin Peaks, or go to a titty bar when I'm married? How is that justified? It's not. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's morally wrong because I have a woman that loves me at home and takes care of me. Why do I need to go look at other women? That's what I notice a lot of these old heads do is that once they get married for a certain amount of time, or once they're married for a certain amount of time, they decide like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bar with the boys, and then they end up going to like a fucking Twin Peaks or a Hooters. For what? For the wings? Nah, bro. Cap. Cap. Most of these old heads is capping. They don't go to the fucking Twin Peaks or Hooters for fucking the wings, bro, or the burgers. Nah, nigga. They go to fucking Hooters and Twin Peaks to go look at some young girls who are probably half their age, who probably they got daughters their age. So it's just mentally it doesn't jive with me. That's not the way to think. Morally, that's wrong. For the greater good of my sanity and my household, I don't delve in those types of activities. Now, I'll go to a bar, or I'll go to like a Applebee's or a Chili's because it's more family oriented versus going to a Hooters or a Twin Peaks. Taking your wife and kid to Twin Peaks or Hooters, it's fucking crazy to me. Because when I was younger, I seen that shit happen a lot. Even as I got older and I was single, when I would go to these bars like Twin Peaks or Hooters, I would see families go in there, like kids, like 6, 7, 8 years old, going with their parents to like a titty bar, essentially. That's why, literally, like it's women in short shorts or lingerie or what have you, or even fucking there's a fucking a restaurant here called Ojos Locos, which is another fucking titty type bar. Like there's literally those type of women there. I would never allow my daughters to work in an establishment like that. That's like fatherless activity. And I get it, everybody's got to make a living, right? But there's better jobs than fucking objectifying yourself as a woman. As a woman, there's better opportunities than to just objectify yourself. You don't need to objectify yourself to make money. At the end of the day, guess what? People are going to remember you. Oh, you used to work at that place, huh? I remember you. How do they remember you? And you wonder why men don't see value in you. Because you're objectifying yourself. So if you're objectifying yourself, why do they got to respect you? You dig? Like, why do you feel like you need a man to respect you, but you on OF, or you objectifying yourself, or you dress like a floozy? You're never gonna find a man at a bar. You're never gonna find a man at a club. You're never gonna find a woman that's a wife material at a bar or club, or vice versa. And women are never gonna find those kind of men, because most of them are not there for a long time. They're there for a good time. And when you're there for a good time, what happens the majority of the time? One night stands. I get your number, you get my number, we hook up, and then boom, I'm ghost. Or she's ghost. And men wonder why they're like, oh, this hoe and this, that, and the third. And you did it to yourself. You made that decision. You made that decision. Nobody made that decision for you. You made that decision. That decision was made on your own. Nobody sat there and put a gun to your head and was like, you better go to this bar. You better go. If not, you're gonna no. Like you did that. You did that all on your own, fam. You did that all on your own. Nobody did that for you. It's the reality of things. It's just the reality of things. Like nobody is making you do anything that you don't want to do for yourself. People can influence you, and that's a difference. People can influence you, but at the end of the day, you're the one that makes that final decision that I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna go home. Most men nowadays, if they're married and they're in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, will cheat on their woman if they get approached by a younger woman. Hell, even in their 30s. Not all men, I'm saying majority of men nowadays in 2026 will cheat on their wives if the opportunity approaches them. That's where discipline comes in. That's where temperance comes in. Temperance. You know what temperance is? Temperance is discipline. Temperance is being able to have the discipline to not do the things that you know are morally wrong and hold no virtue. I talk a lot about virtue and morals because that's how you're supposed to live your life, by morals and virtues and courage. Morals, virtue, courageousness, and temperance. Those are the 4 things to have a successful life as a man that you need to live your life by. You can only control what you can control. You can't control the world. You can't control the world. You can't control your girl from flirting with other men. You know how you prevent that? By being good to her, by being loyal to her, by being honest with her, by loving her, providing for her, taking care of her, leading her in the right direction. Establishing that you are the man in the relationship and that you are going to take care of this family. You are going to take care of that woman. You are going to take care of the kids. You are going to teach the kids. You are a teacher, leader. You are not a follower. As men, we need to know and understand that we are not followers. We are leaders and teachers. And we need to understand that part because it doesn't seem like most of y'all men understand that part. I always use my cousin as an example because at some point in time, I really thought that he was doing good for himself as far as being a family man. But at some point in time, he felt that his wife wasn't doing right by him and he decided that he wanted to step out. Now he's in another relationship after being in a relationship for almost 10 years or 10 years plus. The first thing he did was go find another girl. He's not doing right by himself. He gonna sit here and be like, thank God, man, thank God, thank God. Thank God for what, bro? Because you don't have a family no more. You don't have a family anymore. You didn't fight for your family. Just because she kept bringing up the fact that you cheated, well, nigga, you cheated. What the fuck you mean? You were a liar and you were disloyal and your kids had to see all that shit. Nah. You think I'm gonna feel sympathy for you because you did wrong by your family? Nope. I would never feel bad for a man that loses his family because the only time that a man loses his family when he's not doing his fucking job. Because if you were doing your job as a man, as a leader, as a teacher, you would damn sure be taking care of your family, providing for them, not looking out for a fucking woman to see what pussy you can get your dick wet. That's just you looking for fucking validation. because your woman's not validating you, well, you need to give her something to validate. Sorry. You need to give your woman something to validate. Because she's not going to validate a bump. She's not going to validate a loser. She's not going to validate a liar or a cheater. She's not going to do that. And women, y'all want to sit there and find these men that look good and got money or look cute, but they're broke. That's red flags, man. If you broke and you get with your girl and you driving your girl's car around and you living in your girl's apartment and you don't do nothing for her, she's gonna get tired of that shit, bro. She's gonna start calling you out on that shit. And when your lady starts calling you out on that shit and you get mad and you fucking want to throw a fit like a little bitch, and then you go step out on your woman because, oh man, my girl, she's always tripping. She's always fucking tripping on me. Nigga, because you're not doing what you're supposed to fucking do. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. That's why women that get mad at their men for not doing, well, girl, you should have fucking picked a better man. You went to the bar and picked up scraps. You went to the bar and picked up scraps, making all types of excuses. Staying in a fucking abusive relationship, talking about he's gonna change, he's gonna change. If he hasn't changed in 5 years, he's not going to change. And if he does change, the first thing he's gonna do is stop hitting you. If he hasn't changed in 3 years, if he hasn't stopped hitting you after 3 years, he's not gonna stop hitting you. Because one, you allow it, and two, you're not standing up for yourself by leaving. The hardest thing to do is always the right thing to do. The hardest thing to do is always the right thing to do. I have experience in life. I've done my fucking time. I put myself through hell. I'm at a point in my life where I don't want that shit. My dad is 60 years old, single man, living in an apartment but owns 2 houses. His prized possessions are his 2 Beamers. Make that make sense, guys. Talking about I'm happy. I'm happy. No, you're not. You're fucking capping. I've never seen a bigger cap on that, on a fucking dude. Fucking niggas capping, bro. Like, he's capping as fuck. He's fucking capping. He's not happy. You make money, you own 2 Beamers, you own 2 houses, and you live in an apartment. And you fucking go to your ex-wife, who coddles you at this point. Who fucking coddles you. It's crazy. Like I said, I make observations. I don't make judgments. I make observations. I observe things. And I'm observing that my dad is not a happy man. He's miserable. He's bald and he's lost his hair. He's fucking miserable. You know why I still have my hair? Because I don't shit that I can't control. Did I stress about shit that I couldn't control before? Yeah, my hair was thinning, and guess what? I put some oils in that shit. I let that shit curl out. I put some oils and I keep it clean. I stop stressing about shit that I couldn't control. And I put my shit in a cap, in a lock cap, and I let that shit sit in darkness, because when your hair sits in the darkness, it helps it grow. I cover it. When I'm out in the sun, I try to cover my hair so it doesn't get brittle. I take care of myself because I love myself. My skin's glowing. I look younger than what I am. Like, I'm good. I'm happy. I'm not happy with myself and the decisions that I made, but I'm happy with my overall situation in life. Is it hard? Because sometimes my wife doesn't want to love on me because she remembers the bad things that I've done. Yeah, it's hard, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'm still with my family. I still got to wake up and see my kids. I get to come home from work in here. Hi, Dad. Dad. Hey, Dad. I love you, Dad. Good night, Dad. See you tomorrow, Dad. I get to do that. Most of y'all dumbasses that cheated on their wives and didn't want to hear the fucking truth all the time because she's fucking bitching, left their families and are single. And now are single dads. Not everybody is a bad single dad, but most men that are single dads, even that have daughters, are not treating women right to teach their daughters anything better than what they fucking seen in the household when they were treating their moms bad. I know somebody that I had a talk with that is a single dad because the mom was actually a piece of shit and she dipped out on them. I had a talk with him and said, you know what? You talk about all these females, bro, and you talk about all these women, and you talk about, oh, yeah, look at that girl, and you talk this and that. But at the end of the day, how would you like it if men were to talk like that about your daughter? He's like, I know. I was like, you don't know because you're doing the things that you don't want other men to do to your daughter when she grows up. Temperance. Temperance. If y'all men practice temperance, everything will go a lot smoother, bro. You wouldn't be so stressed all the time. You wouldn't be overprotective of your daughters. You wouldn't be sitting there not trusting your daughters, and you're like, oh, she's gonna be like her mom. She's gonna be a little hoe. You know how many men I've heard that said that they don't want their daughters to grow up to be hoes, but they're out here dating them. But I'm about to go watch this Mexico-Ecuador game. So I hope y'all have a lovely night. And I will speak to y'all tomorrow. Peace.